Oh my gosh. Y'all missed apparently the highest pitch squeal known to Tarot Land was this high pitched screech I did for no apparent reason because I was like all excited and amped up about doing this live feed. So we're kind of changing things up a little bit, but not a whole ton. So just a little bit. I want to start off this tarot live with my overexuberance for one, and then two, I want to ask my beginning community who's just starting to show up. I see we got a couple people here. Yay! I know, right? Just my beginning people that are showing up. Thank you so much for coming. Do you guys own tarot cards, tarot decks? If you do, I would love to know the name of the cards that you have, and maybe how many that you own, if you have any. So I would totally love to see some comments on if you own any decks and how many. Those are fun conversations to have as like, oh my gosh, you have that one? I have that one too, or not. It's like, oh, I've never heard of that. So it's always fun to have that conversation and see what you all have. So in addition, let me tell you a little bit about this one. My name is Abby. I have notes as to who, okay, so the whole premise is to give you an idea as to who this person is, this human. And we've decided that I am a tarot-tainer. I don't know the whole definition of that yet, but I entertain via tarot cards. That also has a little bit of, a little esoteric, but also a little problem solving attached to it. So I find that I am a, what do you call it? Like a tough love approach kind of tarot reader where I hold your hand and cuss you out at the same time. I call you on your mess, but love you and give you hugs and tell you that you can do anything because I'd kick you in the pants if you didn't. So that's a little bit of me in a nutshell, kind of salty, a little sweet, all of the above. On this side is my wife, Melissa. She is handling all of the moderating and keeping track of the comments and the questions for me. Hi, Lori! Just keeping track of all of the questions and helping me stay on top of everything so that I can focus on reading right here on my little desk, tablet, table, space, my very cluttered but very happy space that I read cards at for you guys. But yeah, so just to kind of kick things off for the people that are coming in, thank you so much for joining us. I have a question from part of my Tarot Nerds community. I love giving these little warm-up questions because it kind of gets the ball rolling, kind of gets the juices flowing tarot-wise. His name is Chris. He is in a little bit of a predicament where he's wanting to know the direction that he should take regarding staying on a stable path of security. There it is. Or kind of, following the yellow brick road and following a more esoteric spiritual life. And so he wanted me to pull some cards for him to see what they show on what direction he should take regarding like the next path, the next stage in his life. So let's sorry. Let's pull some cards on it just to kind of get this ball rolling for him. Oh, Mr. Chris. No, like inside joke. Like anyway, we watch a lot of stand-up comedy in this house because we are bubbly and we're funny people. And I think we're watching like a Chris Tucker something, and he was talking about his friendship with Michael Jackson and how he'd say his name. And so for the longest time, we kept saying like, but Chris, and his high pitch, non-mockery, just like playing along with the film. So yes, for anybody who's seeing that, who's like, oh dear God, yes, basically. All right, so Mr. Chris, let's see. What direction are you supposed to take? So let's do something interesting for him. I want to do like what would happen if he stayed in his secure path on one side. I want to use my little stone to remember this. So let's here we go. I'm going to use my little obsidian stone, if you can see it, for stay on the secure path, and then go a little bit here with the quartz crystal. There you go, on the magic path, and see which ones kind of show up for him that would be more in alignment with what he really wants to do. Because usually when we're asking that question, we kind of know what we want to do, but we are getting lost in the details or in the responsibilities or in the sense of obligation that shows up alongside it. So let's see what his results would be if he went more traditional. Let's call that secure and traditional. on that side. And we're going to pull an additional 3 for a little more esoteric and magical. He's such a unicorns man. Like, he's so nice. I wish you knew him. Okay, there you go. Let's pull. So let's see what we have. Okay, that's first one, first 2. Okay, so for him, his traditional path, I have for him the 3 of, there we go, get the angle right, 3 of Wands, along with the Hangman reverse, with the Queen of Cups. So this quick batch is talking to me a little bit about, while yes, it's traditional and yes, it would be boring, there is an element of stability that is often necessary in life, in tradition, in the life that he's trying to become accustomed to. He's going to need a little bit of tradition to it to keep it stable while he's working out the other details. His more magical life has the 2 of Cups, along with the 8 of Wands reversed, along with the Tower. So with that, I feel like he can totally do the whole magic thing. I think it's not going to turn out the way that he had hoped. I'm not entirely sure as to why, but there's going to be something like he's going to gather a little bit of momentum and then he's going to run up a brick wall and it's going to blow up a little bit less than what he really wanted it to be. So I don't know if it's in relation to relations or his partnership or how he decides to go about his magic workings. And usually I'm such the fan of like, no, go in, go hard, go do what you want. But with this, I would actually tell him to be a little bit more practical, be a little bit more strategic. And maybe that's actually what he needs to do, is kind of blend the 2 forces together so that he can actually have that magic working life. Like for him, I would say like blend the magic with a little bit of the practicality and see what you can do about, you know, and keeping the roof over your head while you're slinging cards, if that happens to be it, or what you can do to put the 2 together so that you're not, you know, not behind on the rent, so that you're not, yeah, that's what it feels like, is that he doesn't quite have the foundation to make the business aspect of it work. I mean, the magic part of it is kind of the easy part. It's the nuances of the business element. It's paying your taxes. It's keeping the lights on. It's making sure you have health insurance. It's all of those nuances that are less than attractive, that are totally necessary in our day-to-day life, that I feel like he needs to figure out a way to stay on top of, or partner with someone with that 2 of Cups, partner with somebody that can help him do that so that he can, maybe like I do, focus on the magic while they focus on the bills. Make sure that the lights stay on. But for that would be my question for Mr. Chris, or not my question, my response for Mr. Chris in trying to blend the 2 together as to which one he should do. I think he should do them both. Like actually like integrate the 2 of them and not decide which way, one or the other. Maybe not necessarily pick the bank job, but maybe like keep a part-time little side hustle that pays the bills while he can get his magic going, is how I approach that. So Mr. Chris, I'll be sending that to you later this evening so that you can see what we did for you. But I would totally love to take any more questions, because as of right now, we're just pulling on whatever question you would like. I'm open. I'm a book. Oh, I'm not a book. You're the book. I am watching you guys, but I want to switch over real quick. I want to see what comments have come in. I see the people. Oh, there you are. Hi, everybody. Let's see. Lovely question. Should I develop my psychic ability? Huh. I love that you're here, my dear. Thank you so much for coming in. You just say that she has been here before? Melissa says you've been here. Thank you for coming back. I love that. As I'm throwing everything around, I'm going to get this word right, develop. Should you develop your psychic ability? I'm always going to say that is a yes. It's just more of a matter of how and like what happens because you do it. If anything, it's like you start trusting yourself more. You start looking to yourself as the knower of things instead of looking for outside resources. So it's only going to benefit you if you do. But let's pull some cards, darling. Let's see what they show up. I have no problems with reading for esoteric or more mundane. So it's like, yes, should I develop my psychic abilities? Should I pick up the floor in the bathroom this weekend? You know, like I have no problems pulling on either. Should she develop her psychic talent? Oh, that's always going to be a yes. Why not? Why not? Okay, so my sweet hat, we have the Queen of Wands reversed. So to me, that's already you coming into your energy of yourself, your own fire, your own, like if you could literally light something on fire and stand in the center of it, that's what that card kind of reminds me. What I would tell you though, in addition, you have the Ace of Pentacles along with the Fool, is I would work to develop it, but don't try to monetize it just yet. I know that so many people get very excited, myself included, get very excited about a new skill, new talent, new something, and then they immediately start running into how to monetize it, how to make money, how to bring in income with it. That's great. That's awesome. I love that you have that skill. Keep at it. Don't focus on the dollar signs yet. If they show up, yeah, go ahead and accept them. That's fine. You know, take your tips, what have you. But don't worry about turning it into a business just as of yet. Grow that skill set and get more comfortable in that. Get into your queenness. Because even this queen has a little black cat. So she's very misintuitive. So definitely go ahead and work on developing your talent, on developing your intuition, on getting deeper into your they say third eyes. I think there's several. Like personally, I think there's like a row of eyes that keep an eye on things as you're laughing at me. So yes, my darling, please develop that psychic talent. I would love to know what skill set you have. Do you mind chatting with me a little bit about it? We got time in between questions. Let me know. So I'd love to know what kind of skills you have. But yeah, I'll totally take another question. Thank you, darling. Christina, read me, please. Tomorrow is your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I would sing it, but that takes too much time. So I'm not going to do that right now. Am I going to succeed in my political plans? All right, let's just try to do a yes or no question without digging too much into details. Political plans. Ooh, that's a great question, man. Tell me more. What kind of political plans you got? Did I see a thank you? I'm not really sure.
Thank you from Lucretia.
Lucretia, thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you. They're very welcome. I'm stumbling all over my words. Thank you so much. Am I going to succeed in my political plans? Is Miss Christina going to succeed in her political plans? 1, 2. Let's see. Miss Christina, I'm going to pull 3 cards for you, darling. 1, 2. Yes, I would say yes. You have the 8 of Pentacles along with the King of Wands. That to me is already you getting the energy and the support behind you to get what you want done. I think it isn't going to go quite the way that you had planned, but when does it ever? So just kind of manage your expectations and manage what you thought was going to happen versus what is actually happening. If you can figure out a way to, yes, you have your plans, but then kind of go with the flow with a little bit of guidance, if that makes any sense. But yeah, to me, it's like, that's pretty like, so when I do yes or no questions like that, you're running for city council. How cool. That kind of scenario totally tells me it's like, yes, those plans are going to go through. You're going to have the support. You're going to have the work. You're going to have the stuff that's going on behind you that's going to actually push you into office. See, I love how this guy, he looks like he's I'm putting it in front of my face. There you go. He looks like he is holding court. He looks like he is listening. He looks like he's preparing to do things. This guy looks like he might be, so he looks like he's dictating. So him, when he's reversed, I like him to listen more. I like him to relax a little bit, and you're already going to catch the onslaught from here, right? So don't make yourself even more stressed out than you already are going to be. So figuring out a way, and that's going to be like the mental task on your end, is figuring out how to relax into that role a little bit while it's like coming at you from all sides. But you will figure it out. You will get it done. You will be the queen of this, my dear. So that's not going to be, I don't think that's going to be a question or a problem for you at all. But totally, I would love to know when you're running, like is it like an elective kind of process, 2021? Look at that. If you can find me in 2021, tell me all about it. I would so love to know how it goes, what happens between now and then. And you can also change your mind, dude. If you don't want to run for city council and you want to run for a different council, or if you want to go a different pathway, you can totally change your mind and go left. It's not a big deal. But if you can totally Totally. Thank you. I'm glad you're excited. If you can totally find me, like find my email. It's going to show up here eventually. If I get in touch, let me know how this happens, how it goes. And then I want you to come back and say, hey, do you remember when? And then come back and tell me all about it. You guys, I actually do love it when you give me feedback. I love hearing how these events go for you that I read on. I like hearing what your thoughts on, how it resonates. To me, that helps me know that I'm doing a good job, because if I'm slinging cards and it's not landing well, I think I need a different profession. I think I need to do something differently. So I can stay on the right track for all of you. Feel free to let me know how it's going, how it's reading, how it's landing, and find me again. If I read it went this way and then it went that way, come back, let me know. I can review this and maybe see what I missed. So it helps us all out. It helps us all out. But yeah, let's go ahead and take another. I can't read your name, my dear. You asked about your love life last time, but oh, you're out of time. So same question. Okay, I would totally love to read about your love life. I just don't know in reference. So let's give me a little bit more details, because I hate to be vague. It's no fun to be vague. Like, yes, you're having love in the next 2 weeks, give me something a little bit more specific. Can you keep an eye out for her when she gives the second question? Thank you. Perfect. I'll come back to it, I promise. And so in the meantime, hi, Amy. Thank you so much for coming back and joining me. I'm glad you're here. Who else? Sheridan, wondering about a financial breakthrough. Huh, okay. Well, let's pull a few things and see what's going on there. Let's see, what is holding you stagnant? Let's see what's holding you stagnant regarding your finances or your relationship to your finances. We have the first card that shows up. Looks like an actual, look at that. He is holding on to dear life. It kind of has that whole feeling of like over my dead body. This would be the cheap ass card if my wasn't there. But let's see what else comes out besides that one for you. What is going on? What is holding you back on your finances? What is going on? So I got one. Let's pull out two more. There we go. That'll work. What's holding you back? Okay. So the cards that I have for you, my dear, is the Three of Cups. I also have the reverse. I also have the Star reversed. And then I have the Nine of Wands. It kind of looks a bit pummeled there. So the first words that came to my mind was something regarding a bankruptcy. So I really hope that is not necessarily something that you had to go through or considering going through, because personal experience is not fun. It's not fun at all. But it seems, what's holding you back? It feels like you're spending, like the actual spending habit, or the that's what it feels like. It's the actual manner in which you spend your finances. You spend the money that you do come in seems to be of question, of concern. And so that would probably be one of the ways, or one of the things that I would immediately touch on. Let me pull some more and see if there is a suggestion on how to relieve that. Let's just see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what I'm seeing, in addition, and it's literally right on top, is Temperance, along with the 8 of Pentacles and the Magician. So regarding your finances, my dear, this feels like to further support the thought that I'm having about you, the literal spending habit that you have, and finding a way to either creating a more methodical budget practice, or maybe not even calling it a budget. It's kind of like a diet, and that's never any fun. Who really wants to be on a diet, especially when it comes to your money? But figuring out with your finances, literally the money that's coming in versus the money that's going out, and what needs to happen. This one's about like patience and growing that. What you literally need to do to bring that into balance. So if you don't know your numbers, then that is a great place to start. So figuring out what your income is, literal income, if you have to check your bank statements, find comb all the income that you have versus all of your expenditures, and what can you do to bring that into balance, and then like a smidge more. And so what does that mean? What can you bring more what can you create? What can you do? Do you need a second job? Do you need a second hustle? Do you need a third hustle? Do you need a passive side income? Do you need the other person in the house to get a job because they're not supporting their weight of the house? Whatever is necessary to bring more money, more energy, more into the household, it'll probably be the first step into kind of punching you through the stagnation or the literal spending practices of your household. What kind of I would love to like talk to you more about what is your financial education right now. I personally was lucky that I grew up in the financial industry because I worked customer service for PayPal. I worked customer service for Capital One. I did investments. I did finance. I had such a financial background that I grew up knowing these things. So I had to learn. I self-educated a lot of Susie Orman, a lot of different books, a lot of different processes, and also life experience of falling flat on my face because I overspent here, I underreported there, the IRS got a hold of me there. It's life, my darlings. So I would look at your literal spending practices. In addition, up your financial education. So if it's books, if it's video, whatever you need, whatever you find, do that, my dear. Let's move on to another question.
So they're seeing someone and
okay, let's see. Where is your situation going? Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's see. Where is this situation going with your love life? I'm glad that we get a chance to read it for you this time. It's never any fun when it's like, oh my gosh, it's right at the wire. I can't do it. I hate it when it gets to that point. I want to read for 14 hours, but I have to sleep eventually. Okay, let's pull 2 more cards for you. One. Ooh, seems like another one wants to show up. Let's do that. Okay. Let's see. Your love life, darling. Okay. Interesting what I have for you. So this card popped out for me to begin with. It's the 5 of Pentacles. It's usually not the sweetest card to start out a love reading with. So we're going to hold on to this for a second and see where it applies. We also have the Sun. He is reversed. We have the Hierophant. You want to know where it's going. Gotcha. The Hierophant along with the King of Pentacles. So where is it going? It doesn't scream romance to me, darling. It sounds like, or it feels like it's practical, it's easy, it's meh. It's whatever you want to, not even what you want to make it. It doesn't feel like it has enough energy to get up off the ground, if that makes any sense. Feels like the support that this relationship needs to actually get a fire under its butt to kind of get that, like, kind of take your breath away. It may not quite do that, or at least that's what it looks like here. I think that it would be an easy partnership if you do decide to stick around with it and see what it's doing. I don't see that it's a lot of like taking your breath away or a lot of like passion and a lot of the drama. And sometimes that's actually a good thing. If you've had all passion, all drama, all chaos, and you want to kind of slow things down and be a little bit more, God, what would you call that? A little bit more practical, a little bit less fiery, less intense, less all of that. Sometimes it is good just to detox for a minute and go with something that's a little bit more grounded, a little bit earthy, and less all over the clouds. It doesn't scream like shit ton of romance, but it might be fun. It might still be fun to do. It seems like a good thing, but not necessarily a super high romantic thing. So that's what I would say is where it's going as of right now. It's just kind of like whatever you guys decide. So my apologies for that being a little bit lackluster, my darling. Keep me in the loop. I want to see what happens. I want to see what happens with y'all. Thank you so much. Let's see what else we have. We have Regina Moore. You've never done this before. Welcome, darling. Okay. I want to have a question for people who are new. Okay. I don't know what it is yet. Hold on. Let's question. I want to give you a riddle, but I don't know a riddle right off my head. Okay, dear Regina, I want to know your favorite Halloween movie, one, and your favorite color, two. Two questions for you, my dear. And in the meantime, we're gonna read some cards for you as well. So I want to hear your favorite movie, Halloween movie, and I want to know your favorite color. That's what I want to know. All right, Miss Regina, you'd like to know about your love life. I love specific questions regarding your love life because I really don't want to be too vague. Any more vague than I'm probably going to already be just from reading at a distance. But I will wait for your questions, and I want to know a little bit something more specific. Are you thinking, for example, this is a kind of scenario that I'm referring to. When you're wondering about your love life, are you wondering about, are you going to be meeting someone soon? Are you, what's going on in the relationship? Are you wondering if you two are going to be getting married? Do you have a date next weekend and you want to know what kind of person this is? Those are the kind of questions that I love to read for. So feel free to answer the other two questions I gave you, and then give me something a little bit more specific regarding your love life. Miss Melissa's going to keep an eye on that for you. My apologies. Is going to keep an eye on that for me. It's all right. Let's see. Thank you for dropping a question. I love it. Dropping a question because something within me is telling me you know what you are doing. Well, darling, hold on. Do I have a collar? Can I pop? I don't have a collar. Dang it. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. Here goes. So my dream job and love life. Will I ever reach my dream job? And how do I go about getting this guy that I've had my eyes on? What a poor way to word what I feel. I'm sorry. No worries. I understand that totally. You just kind of have to like verbally dump and let me figure it out. That's fine. No worries. No judgment. No worries. Let's see. You have two questions going on there. Let's see if I can do them both pretty quickly. Will I ever reach my dream job? So first nudge on that is you have to define what your dream job is. And I'm assuming that you have, at least you've got a beginning scope of what your dream job is. Do you have a trajectory? Do you have a general path? Do you have a map to where it is, where you're at, and how to get there? If you don't, that'd be like step one, is to get that going for yourself. And let's do a yes or no on will you. I think you will. Why not? But let's see. Yeah, let's just see. Dream job, dream job, dream job. Makes me want to say the movie Dreamgirls. Do you know? I've never seen that movie. Sorry, I never got around to watching it. Love me them though. Oh poop. Anyway, let me not get all sidetracked. Huh? She's like, will you stay focused? I will. Okay, dream job. 3 cards. Yes or no? Is she going to reach her dream job? Of course she will. Preemptively. I'm going to say that you are. Let's see what else. Let's see. Okay, sweetheart. I have the Queen of Cups for you reversed, along with the Knight of Swords. And this is just showing you what these cards are. And then the Two of Wands. So I feel like there is further elaboration that needs to happen regarding your trajectory. So you have it in you. You can totally get to where you want to go. The thing is that you need to start figuring out what is your blueprint, what is your path, kind of like what I was just mentioning prior. What is your direction? I don't have a current path, but it's the performing arts. I just have no idea how to start. And girl, I don't watch it either. I'm not the only one. So I won't be interrupted now. But anyway, yes, we got to figure it out. And I can't do that for you. That is going to be one of the things that you got to do. So idea, okay? So you have an idea of where you want to go, right? And you have an idea as to where you're at. You got to start like giving yourself some mid-ground steps of how to get there. Look at other people who are doing what you want to do and see what you can do to reverse engineer that. So performing arts, if for instance, I wanted to be, back in the day, a ballerina. I wanted to be a professional dancer. That's what I wanted to do. I studied Russian ballet for 16 years, damn it. Anyway, I wanted to do that. So I wanted to be one of the greats that worked professionally at the New York City Ballet Theater. That's what I wanted to do. So, you look at the people who are already there and understand, research, find out what it took to get there, and start getting yourself kind of reverse engineered. So it's like, okay, to get there, what did they do? What did they all have in common? Well, they all studied under the theater school. Okay, so what do I need to do to get to the school? Well, I need to audition. How do I go to that audition? Well, they only take a certain age group, or they only take direct feed from something. So it's like, start reversing that process so that you can create a game plan, you can create a pathway, you can create a blueprint to help get you there. That would be the first thing that I would tell you about, finding that trajectory, finding that path on getting to where you want to go, and just be open to other manners of getting there. So for instance, if you are knocking on every door and you are trying to get everything done, and those doors keep slamming shut, or they don't open, or those auditions fail, figure out another way where you can do exactly what you want to do, maybe just in a different way. Maybe instead of the New York City Ballet Theater, it's not so much important where I'm dancing, but that I'm dancing. So maybe the American Ballet Theater might be another option for me to touch base at, because I failed it at the New York City one. Maybe San Francisco, maybe Moscow, maybe I go to Russia and and dance professionally there. Find out what is actually important, and also reverse engineer so that you can actually get yourself there. And what was the other part of your question? Was, how do I go about getting this guy I have my eyes on? How do you go about getting the guy? Let's try more of best advice for aligning with him, because you can't necessarily chokehold him into liking you, I mean, as much, okay, I used to say that I chased my wife down, but I kind of did chase you down, didn't I? I really did. I found her, and then I kept throwing bait. See, I made her come to me. I kept throwing bait. Honey. All right. I'm telling all my secrets. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What can you best do to kind of get in alignment with this person? First of all, I want to know if they even know you exist. So I hope you've already said hello. 1, 2, 3. A fourth wants to come up. That's okay. Let's do it. All right. What can you do? So I have the Sun for you, along with the 10 of Pentacles. So just those two. I feel like he's not really focused on you right now. And there's the 2 of Swords. Okay, so that's that layup right there. I think the way that you would probably get his attention is by being all encompassing on yourself, not even really worrying about him. I also think that it may be that guy is not really ready, or not really focused on, not in a place in which he can be okay for you or good for you. The eight of Wands kind of has that post breakup kind of feel to it, where that 2 of Swords kind of has like, am I gonna go back? Am I gonna stay and be single? Am I gonna go? It just seems like this whole crossroads directional thing that can be a little bit more messy than you really need it to be, especially with that Sun card being reversed. So I think if he is going to see you, you're gonna have to be all in your magnificence, all on your your independent, your brilliance, your beautifulness, all on your own. And even if this guy doesn't see it, somebody else will. And it's that person that's going to be better suited for you anyway, who probably isn't caught up in some past mess or life mess and is trying to decide between things. You don't want somebody that's trying to decide about you. You want them on you or not. That's not the one where you just, I'm saying that from having to get the person who was deciding between people. So I'm pointing over here, okay? So that's the part. As she looks, she's like, what? But darling, thank you so much for your question. If you have any follow-ups with what I just read, I know it was a bunch. Feel free to let me know. Huh? Yeah, come find the page. I have a link that's in this. Well, actually, if you got here, there you go. I have a link that you can click on to get to my booking information specifically. If you'd like to book something with me privately, but also you can use that same information just to get to the page, like the page, follow the page, and stay on top of everything that happens with the Abbey, the the stuff. But since it's 8:30 my time, can we do a quick little housekeeping?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys, I am doing something that I think is kind of freaking cool. I'm just going to throw that out there. I am doing some Halloween services. I want to take part in this whole Halloween energetic thing. So I've developed a series of tarot spreads that are based on the Nightmare Before Christmas. And I kind of wanted to show them to you real quick. So if you give me a second, I will totally share my screen with you. There we go. So this is my Etsy page, you guys. And what I'm doing is I wanted to show you the readings that I created just for Halloween. And you guys have the ability to purchase directly here on Etsy. And I will produce them for you via email, via PDF document, via email. So these get to you on your own time. You can read them on your own time. But each one of these spreads are based on the characters from The Nightmare Before Christmas. So I'm sure you'll recognize like Jack right off the bat. You see Sally, she's right there. Oogie Boogie, he's one of my favorite characters, and that song is amazing. Also the mayor of Halloween, and the spirit animal Zero. And so each one of these readings gives you a different purpose. So for Jack, for instance, he is all about his grand and great ideas. So it is literally to give you the experience of exploring your ego, your strengths, your challenges with your integrity and with your inspired ideas. So here are some of the questions that I would be reading for you is like, for instance, how am I the master of whatever idea that you have, showing what are you known for, what are some of the challenges that you need to get like more in your inspired idea, what you can do to begin, as well as how you can succeed, how you possibly could fail, how would you make that failure right, how would you correct it basically, and then what would your best outcome be. And this is an example of what that spread would look like. I would create probably like between a 5 and 8 page document PDF and email that directly to you. But that's just the example for Jack. We also have Sally, who is very much in her love-struck heart. So for that, the person I just read for regarding the guy that she's interested in, I would probably even tell you that this would be good for you, as this is the experience of the innocent longing of your heart's desires based on her Sally song. And so for her, it's like, what is she kind of sensing in the wind? What can she do to stand by him? Is there something like around the corner? Is there something coming? Does he even notice you? Like all these questions that you tend to have when a new person kind of shows up, that's what these spreads are for. In addition, just to give you a quick, Oogie Boogie is all about that dark side. Let's see what his questions are real quick. He is showing you what your main life focus is right now. Also, what are your nightmares? How do you fool yourself? Where are you self-destructive? What are the consequences for these behaviors? There's a bunch of other questions there, my dear, that are really, really good for diving deep into that shadow work, that to kind of shine that light on it, to get some growth, to get some movement, knock out those cobwebs on those parts that you may not have necessarily spent too much time with. I won't go too much deeper because I want to keep going, but the Mayor of Halloween is all about saying the truth. If you remember in the movie, that face of his flips, it turns. So this spread is all about getting to the real intentions, the real veil behind, the truth behind the veil on someone else, a situation, an event, just to see the depth of it. And Zero, okay, I have to open this one. For me, this is all about your spirit animal and what that animal is here to guide you. So I would literally go to this one, use a spirit animal deck that I own, and see what card that your guide wants to uses his face, and then show some examples as to what's his primary focus with you, how they can help you, and what you can learn from them. So these are some of the services that I've created for Halloween that I'd love, love, love being able to share with you guys. So feel free to pick them out, show them, share them, buy one, send it as a gift, whatever works. Let me go ahead and get back to here.
Regina answered your question. Favorite color?
Pink in Halloween Town. Halloween Town. I don't know that one. Is that a different one or is that Night Before Christmas?
No, that was the question you asked about Halloween.
Halloween. I don't know Halloween Town.
Well, that's your favorite one.
Well, I'm glad to hear that your favorite color is pink and the movie is Halloween Town. Before I read on that question, I wanted to also let you know about those readings that I just mentioned. I will also be creating, I believe, 2 more. I want to do one that is a conflict between Oogie Boogie and Santa. And then I also want to do one that is a I'll save that last one. I'll save that last one. That'll be a surprise when that one shows up. But yeah, let's go back to her question. Will you be meeting someone soon? Okay. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for the specific. I like that. Let's try to give it a timeline. Let's say it's October. Let's say 6 months. Will you be meeting someone romantic, a romantic interest within the next 6 months? Well, yes or no that to see if, and yeah, see what shows up. See what shows up. Oops. Okay. Well, Miss Regina, meeting anyone within 6 months? 2, 3, 6 months. 6 months. Okay, so what I have for you, my sweetheart, is Judgment. I also have, well, let me keep these up. So Judgment, I have the 9 of Cups with the Knight of Cups. So what I'm saying is that there's going to be someone showing up, but I don't think it's going to be it's not going to be a romantic interest though. So the person or the people that are kind of blowing through your life at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised if you start to accidentally mistake them for being like, oh, are you? As they ride by, oh, are you? No, they're not. So if there's people that are coming and going, they're going to spark your interest. They're going to be interesting and they're probably going to be wildly attractive, darling. But I don't think they're going to be the people that you're necessarily going to want to like either settle with or spend a significant amount of time with. So while yes, I think you're going to see some people, I don't think you're going to necessarily want to hang out with them. So I would if they're breezy and they come through, let them keep going. So I think there's going to be people. I don't think the romantic person is going to come within the 6-month timeline though. Let's see if we can find a little bit more information on when. I love kind of doing that exploratory. Okay. So we're basing it on months. So if it's not within 6 months, let's do 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do another 6 cards for a year to end up or round out a year and see what's up. Okay. 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. Oh, and my cards, I'm going to pull 13 for good measure. So that's next of the year. Okay, so 6 month, 7 month, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 to grow on. I think, my sweetheart, what I have for you was the Ace of Pentacles was reversed, but then what showed up right after it was the Lover's card. So I think for you, it may not necessarily be that first 6 months, but it looks like 7, 8, around the 8-month mark. Someone's definitely going to pique your attention in a way that might be a little bit more, that will be a little bit more substantial. I also have the Temperance card along with that. To me, that talks about the balance of that situation and relationship. I think it's going to be good for you. He's going to be a bit more honest and forthcoming than you probably really want him to be. Him, assuming, my apologies. But it has a good energy to it, and the rest of the cards are very upbeat and positive. So I definitely think around the 8-month, Mr. Person is going to be showing up for you. So, Miss Regina, get in touch. I wanna know, when is 8 months from now? Can you do some math? I don't do math. Actually, I do math very well. I don't do impromptu math very well at all. What is it? So June? Okay, so come June, I want you to come find me and keep me in the loop when Mr., Mrs., your dog, whatever it happens to be, shows up for you. I want to know, and then I want a picture. I want a picture of you 2 side by side, like all loved up and cuddly. That's what I want. So send that to me, my dear. Send it. All right. So you have more questions. Let me shuffle this real quick. What will happen with my job and relationship? Your favorite color is red and your movie is silent.
Oh my God.
Huh. Favorite color is red and movie is silent. I don't know that movie. That's okay. So for people who are new, what I just decided today, like while we were doing this little live reading thing, that if you're new, you have to tell me what your favorite color is and what your favorite Halloween movie is. And I don't know the movie Silent. I need to find out now because now I have all these like Halloween ideas that I need to I need to find in. So looks like Michelle is just asking, who reading are you doing? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see. But yeah, like what will happen in your job and relationship? Okay. Let me pick one since we're down to 15. Let's do. Babe, job or relationship? What would you do? Relationship? Okay, those are always fun. All right. Well, what will happen with your relationship? Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm just going to pull 3 to get a brief overview and not too deep. 1. So I want to make sure we have room for everyone. 3. There we go. What is happening with that relationship, darling? Okay. So what I have for you is the Wheel of Fortune. I also have the 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups? 7. Sorry. No, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Impromptu math. And then the Hierophant. So with these cards, it feels like there is whatever's going on with your relationships or relations or the person, if there's a person in the environment, it kind of feels like there is. I feel like you guys are in this cycle, in this circle of things that you're doing and redoing. I think there's gonna be some transitioning away from it though. Yeah, when this card shows up for me, it's usually in it. It very well could be like the leaving of something, or maybe just the leaving of maybe not necessarily the person, but the person that you were, and that you're transitioning into someone or something new for yourself. It feels like you finally got your. Let me get my finger off the face. There you go. It finally. This card has that feeling of higher education, of higher development, of higher knowledge. So it's like whatever cycle that you've gotten yourself in on, you're finally walking away from it because now you bleed no better. So it feels like you finally learned whatever it is that you needed to learn, and that you're moving in progression with that, or moving away from what is old into something that is new. So it has that movement attached to it. So I'm certainly hopeful that if you are in a relationship, that it's if you're leaving the relationship, that it's easy and it's practical and it's not dramatic or overtly emotional, because of course what breakup isn't emotional in some way, shape, or form. Or if you're leaving your old self, or if you're leaving the old version of what that situation was and moving into something else. Because the great thing about this card, even though they are walking away from their cups, essentially their old emotions, he's walking away, or she, actually, I don't know if that is a he or she. We don't know. Walking towards something. They're walking towards that mountain. They're walking towards a hill. And then what's over there? That's part of it. We don't know. And we get to find out when we get there. That's the fun part, my dear. Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing your feedback and how that sits and resonates with you. Let me know how close that was, and also what's going on for you. But yeah, I'll totally take another question. Tina, your favorite color is blue. Oh, your favorite Halloween is Halloween. Okay. What is your spirit animal? Huh. Can I do that really quickly? Where is it? Challenge accepted. Oh, let me find it. Okay. So what I need to do is pull a deck of cards that I have. There they are. Okay. So this is Animal Spirit by Kim Kranz. And I don't have these all memorized yet, but I love what information I do pull from them. So if you give me a moment, let's put these cards aside, use these new ones. And so the way I think of it is that I guess my philosophy is that it very well could literally be an animal. It could be, especially if you tend to see an animal in your day-to-day life that shows up for you frequently, or you have a space and time where like, dang it, I've seen 8 horses today. Like those are those moments where the energy of that particular animal is in your life and in your environment and in your space. That's worth taking note of. And I kind of feel like when I pull these cards, it's more of a like you're that energy of whoever is embodying that, whoever is pulling that out for you, is kind of decided, I'm going to make this be my face for now, and this is the energy. This is the presence that your guide, your helper, your whatever it happens to be for you is what is the word I'm looking for? This is the face, the presence that I'm taking, the form that you're taking. Yeah, that's what it is. The form that they're taking right now. So let's see, my dear, what I can pull for Miss Tina regarding what animal wants to show up for her today. What animal? For the longest time, tigers were showing up for me. And then as soon as my job situation shifted, rabbits started showing up everywhere. Like we were driving down the road and saw like 19, I almost counted 19. I did try to count really fast. 19 just wild rabbits on the side of the road, just everywhere. It was weird. Oh, anyway, I have other stories about the rabbits. It was insane how many rabbits we saw. And then we did some research on them, and they have a tendency to talk about how things are going to be okay. So that's the message that we pull from them every time we see them now, because we always see them together. Lamb, my dear. I love that face. Let me look up this one's meaning really fast. So this guy, he's all soft and cuddly. Let's see. Fox. Nope. There he is. So let me read him to you. So this particular sweetheart is peaceful, prophetic, and patient. A lamb is the bearer of important messages. Its contents can only be heard when a deep level of quiet has been established. So lamb energy is the honest guidance that you hear from an old friend, a young child, or sometimes a surprising stranger. Through the lamb's message may channel through another person, the wisdom resonates within you. It will repeat and reverberate until you listen. Approach this gentle creature with the utmost patience and reverence. Truth is a gift, so sit, listen, and receive, my dear. So for you, sweetheart, the lamb. So take some notes as to how often you see sheep or lamb or ram or any that kind of creature shows up for you in your day-to-day life, and just kind of acknowledge what you feel or what is happening around you when that shows up for you. Thank you so much for letting me do that. That was fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's move on to another question. We got 8 minutes. 8 minutes, you guys. Let's do it quick. Queenia. I love that. My favorite color is orange. Hocus Pocus is your favorite movie. Darling, I need to see that again. I haven't seen it in so many years. Will I get married? And will I get the job that I applied for? Let's do 2 very quick yes or no questions on that. So just to reiterate, thank you so much for the answering the question because you're new. I love it. And then, the yes or no question, just give you context. There we go. The way I do my yes or no's is I read reversals versus uprights. So the more reversals, the more likely a negative response versus uprights, which is the more positive response. So that is what I'm looking for regarding if you'll get married and will you get the job that you applied for. Okay, so let's just do the married one first, and then we'll do a quick one on will you get the job. Will you get the job? Oh my gosh, will you get the job? Okay, spreading out. 1, 2, will you get the job? Will you get married? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I got second set is married. First set is job. All right, 1, 2, 3, job. So I have the 3 of swords, upright. I have the high priestess reversed with the 2 of swords upright. So I think you are going to get this job, but it's going to wildly disappoint you, which is unfortunate because I always want those new jobs to be exactly what you hope for. But if you're walking into it with the expectation this is where you're going to be for the rest of your life, I would do what you can to kind of manage that expectation, because it's not gonna it's not going to do that. So it's not going to fulfill one aspect of yourself or an aspect of yourself. Can you see all my incense in here? Anyway, it's not going to fulfill an aspect of yourself that you need it to. So don't be surprised if you do get the job and then realize, week one, you're like, all right, what was I thinking, hon? Like, with that, I want to know if it shows up for you and what your experience is. So definitely come back and let me know how that goes, because I want to find out. I want to know right along with you, darling. And then, will you get married? I feel like you have a timeline in place, or a timeline with a person in place. So I have the Emperor. Thank you. I also have the Judgment card with the 5 of Pentacles. So I think you're thinking about, are you going to be marrying a person? And I'm shaking my head because I feel some tension with that topic. So if you are dating someone or you have somebody that you're interested in, if you're thinking about marrying them, I would be very, very like careful and cautious with going into that, because I do have the 2 upright cards, but what the 2 upright cards are make me nervous for you. I'm just not. I think you very well could. I think it's going to be forced though, and I don't like the idea of a forced get someone getting married because they don't want to, or someone getting married because it's their idea but you didn't really want to. That whole thing. If there's a person around, then you're not dating. Good. Don't force it. Don't force it. I think you're gonna get married, but honey, it's like there's some meh. What is this? What is this? This part with it. Trying to put my words around it, because it feels like it's not a situation that you necessarily want to get into, or the person that's going to show up that may ask you to get married is not not the wedding bells that you're looking for, that you guys don't have the ability, or you've not learned how to have a functional marriage as of yet, because of the models that are in your life didn't have functional relationships. So how can you model what you don't know? Is kind of how I'm seeing it. So, well, I see the 2 reverse cards, or the 2 upright cards. Yes, but I don't know if it's going to land well, and that's the hardship. So maybe for as an Abby, trying to give you something more to go on. Let's pull what you can do to make that a better situation. Yeah, because I would love, if marriage is what you want, that is what I want for you as well. But I want it to go well. I want it to be amazing, special situation. But if you think about it, what is it? The divorce rate is finally starting to lower. My nose is itching. Is finally starting to lower. But it was at 50% for a while there. Let's do, what can she do? Let's keep shuffling for a second. What can she do to have a better relationship when she does get married? So that one wants to come up. We're at 3 minutes, so let's make this quick for you so we can get it in before we have to call it quits. 2 and 3. Okay. So, sweetheart. Okay. So a couple of the things I have coming up for you is comparison. I also have, I'm glad you understand what I mean, burden, as well as healing. So in regards to helping you prepare, there we go, helping you prepare to have a better relationship. My first thought is following healing down a very, very long path, because usually not very many of us have been gifted or given a really good role model as to what functional and healthy relationships are, or even like connections with other people are. So if that means for you, you'd be the only one that would know this, digging into your own life story, kind of starting to, thank you, darling, digging into those old school like pathologies that are being passed down from like your generations to generations, like those old habits that have recycled in your family. You've got to heal that, or you're going to be bringing that into your relationship, your own family, your own children. Whatever burdens, guilt or otherwise, that you are holding on to or being weighted on you, it feels like family. I mean, it maybe only because it's sometimes it's something that I hear a lot in my own family and with other families, other situations. You know, when you finally get married to somebody and then you have the in-laws, making sure that your relationship with your family isn't adding to the stress of your own relationship. Also, the comparison for yourself. Your relationship is not going to be like anybody else's relationship, so do not compare it to them. If you're watching soap operas and wondering why they aren't being as romantic to you as they could be, you're setting yourself up for failure. So don't use that as the model for your relationship, but use your own relationship as the model for your relationship. Does it feel good to you? Is it following the path that you are wanting? Is this the blueprint that you've set for yourself, and are you following down that road? That's what I would say for you regarding having a more functional, better relationship when you do get married. Because as of right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be a winner, but I want it to be a winner for you, darling. You guys, it's 9. I have to go. I need to go walk off this high energy stuff. You see me flushed? Oh my gosh. You guys can find me here every Wednesday, so long as life and time allow. Every Wednesday, Pacific Standard Time, I'll be doing these live feeds. I love doing it. It's so much fun. I love getting to know you guys, so I will keep doing this until the cows come home. You can find me on Etsy. I showed you where my little account was and where you can purchase yourself one of those Nightmare, there it is. Nightmare Before Christmas, Halloween spreads. Gift it to somebody. If you love Nightmare Before Christmas, I don't see why you don't get to have one. So just saying, you need to go get you one. All right, darlings, you all take care. Come find me, like and follow, stay in touch. Anybody I read for, please feel free to give me feedback. I love hearing it. I'll read my comments later. Anything else? Yeah, come back and visit with me. This was so much fun. All right, you guys, take care. Love you bunches. Bye.